Hello again. So picking up from last time, well, not really, because as you can see there's been a few changes. I spent a little bit of time farming in between episodes. I gained 3 levels, I haven't applied the points yet, I'll do that for you soon. But the overwhelming majority of the time farming was killing the Act 1 and Act 2 tokens over and over and over again. I think between the two of them I did probably 100 runs, give or take. Again, I don't count these things, it's just an estimate. There's a lot to go through. A lot of really good items that we dropped. First of all, I found another one of these, which made me very happy. I believe it's actually better all around than the one I have. But wearing 2 of them beats almost anything you can find at this point. So that is just fantastic. That's very strong. We won't need to replace these for a long time. Okay, and I did find this, which is debatably better than what I'm using. For damage, it's garbage, it does nothing. However, the 15% reduced damage, that's very strong. There's not many items you can find that actually do this. I'll try it out for a little while and see if I can notice the effect, if I can feel it, if it's strong enough to justify giving up the life leech and attack converted to health. Because reduced damage is very hard to come by. I'll try it for the time being. Okay, put you here. And we did get our 3rd bag, which is nice. Makes life a little bit easier. And so, we found these 2 items which I really wanted. This one here dropped from the Act 2 token. It reduces damage from beastmen, which would be very useful in this act. Goes very nicely with our boots here for a combined total of 55% reduction. Very strong. And here, this is less damage from beasts. Which, yes, 40%. And this came from the Act 1 token, I believe. I may have dropped it on the way to him. I can't remember. And I found this as a replacement for a arm slot, which has the same effect. This one's just slightly better. And if I can, I prefer to keep the stone binders on when you're swapping out. The +1 to skills is very helpful. I dropped this as well. We don't really need the extra from undead. 35% is plenty. But I found it, so I'll keep it. Why not? And we should get to this intelligence minimum pretty soon. So what else did we find is here? It's just a flat upgrade, another 2% and 6%. I'll go ahead and put that on soon. And this here is another item I found and I've been using a little. It's for the movement speed mostly. Yeah, rolled with movement speed and I enchanted it. But also rolled with elemental damage, which is good for farming too. So you run faster, you clear faster. It's good to hang on to. And here, the thing I was happiest about, finally found one of these. And I think it was on one of the very last runs I did too, just when I was about to stop. Oh, I love this item so much. It is so strong. It's this, but just better in pretty much every way. Just attack speed, health, stun res, fat res, very good. Even the energy leech is quite useful. You, and you. I'll build that soon. What did we find here? Another flat upgrade. It's quite nice. We should be getting a fair bit of strength from this. These 2. And this one here, which is another one. And we even got some flat strength on that too. Quite nice. And again, this one here, the 141 health. That will probably be a bit of a hit at first. Overall health will probably go down, but it won't last. Eventually the extra 2% will overtake it. And this one here, I've already got one of these I use for farming, and it's just a small upgrade. It speeds us up that little bit. I can sell that one. I believe that was it. I still didn't get the one item that I was particularly after, which was the Oedipus armor, which would reduce damage from demons, but that thing's so rare I would have had to farm the token another 200-300 times to get it. Okay, I might as well do these points now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And just have a look at that. Just 3 points. It's almost 300 health, which is very good. Okay. One thing I should point out too, despite the fact I've been pumping points into dexterity the entire game, my strength still eclipses it. Eventually this will outpace the strength, but that just shows you how strong these items are. You just don't need the strength. You really don't. You can do the entire game all the way through legendary without putting any points into strength. It will become a little more difficult when I start equipping some of those Ragnarok, Eternal Embers items. They have some pretty big strength requirements, and we probably won't reach it. But we can always put points here later on if we really want to, if we find some amazing item. Okay, what do we have here? I did want to go for this, which is in range. And I think I will. I also want to put another point here, which I will be able to soon. We're not too far off our next level up. But yeah, having this is just, it changes the way your character plays, both from bossing and from travelling. It's a good panic button. You're in danger, you press it, you get a lot more health, you take much less damage. Just 1 point placed into it with the stone band is 32% damage absorption. That's very hard to beat. We will pump this up, but we won't need to do so at first. Just this 2 out of 8 is plenty for the time being. And yeah, this we're in Act 3 now. Act 3 will be very short because there's nothing we have to farm here. You can, if you'd like, go for a very fast weapon like the obvious saber-tooth that everybody loves. That thing's very quick. And you'd use a saber-tooth and equip something like this, the Anubis Wrath, for the attack damage converted to health. Because you're attacking so quickly, you get so much more use out of the relic. Doubly so if you get a saber-tooth with leech on it or attack converted. They're very rare there, and I don't think I'll bother going out of my way to farm one. Just if one drops, I'll probably use it. But I would like to try this for now. This item, the 15% reduced is good, but it's not amazing. There is one other item I wanted to show off that you can find later on. Here it is, Marduk's Rage. I have found this before on a hardcore character, and it's 25% for 3 seconds, which is significantly better than 15% for 1 second. This thing here is incredible. The damage reduction is, I think, unrivaled for weapons. I don't think anything is stronger than that. You get a little bit of strength too, which is okay. Apart from that, you don't really use it for damage. Where do we find it? Ah yeah, the drop chance is awful. The token, 500 runs more, probably. Maybe the Scorpion's probably your better option, yeah. It's very strong there, if you just happen to get it. It's a game changer. Okay, that should be everything. I will go ahead and apply all of these items. I don't know if I have enough money to do it at the moment, and I've forged this too. But speaking of money, the good thing about Act 3 is right here at the start, you can grab this fountain and clear these enemies here. See the ones with the auras around their feet? They always drop a significant amount of items. Far better than regular enemies. You notice that they'll just vomit out yellow items everywhere, constantly. You can ignore these ones. There's some off to the sides that don't have the little aura under their feet. They don't drop much. But you're still welcome to find them. I'm sure they'll drop something. Or not. But yeah, there's a fair few of these guys here. You just run through, you pick up all this. Sell it all. It's a very quick farm for money. Like you just spawn here, farm this, sell, repeat. You can amass millions of gold very quickly by doing it. Even just to sell little bits here, you can see it goes up 10,000 at a time, which is plenty. Yeah, it's very easy to farm money. I'll probably spend the time here just off screen, farm up maybe 1.5 million, which I think should be enough to pull all the relics out for my items and equip them here. I will, however, go build this now, just to see what bonus we get. There's a few decent ones you can get. Let's see what we go for. Attack speed. Yeah, that's okay. I'm perfectly happy with that. Significant damage increase, but you can't be fooled because the energy leech kind of influences the stat sheet here a bit. The stun resistance is great, vitality resistance. I think, now that we got this extra 5%, yep, even without this relic, we're still at 80%. Ah, these are swaying it a little bit. Yes, so even like this, we only need 10%, which means we're still overshooting by another 5. Quite good. I would be open to finding an item here with another 5% vitality resistance or more, which means I could swap out another relic, another one of these. Okay, I'll see if I have anything worth replacing one of them at the moment. Energy, yeah, nothing great there. So you could use something like this. That would be okay. You wouldn't be getting a lot out of it, and it is kind of hard to replace these ones, Almond Raz. The percentage health is very strong. That's probably better. I may go ahead with that one. Yeah, I think I will. Guess it doesn't really matter too much which one we apply it to. And as I said, the losing the flat health here, the 141, does reduce our overall, but soon enough the percentage it will overtake, especially once we get this up, which is another 400 health and another fair few hundred there too, plus the level ups. This will catch up very quickly. I might as well just do it here. I've got to. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough money for this. Which one's the stronger one? Okay, I'll drop you off. I'll probably do one of them. Yep. Okay. 25.11, 23.9. I'll go with you. Okay, look at that. Strength is almost at 400, which is pretty crazy considering we haven't put a single point into it. Just to check. 14.8, 23.9. Yeah, we'll have to farm a little bit of gold to get this one taken out. I'll do that off screen. It'll probably only take 1 or 2 runs. Hang on to you for now. I'm going to sell you, put you in here. I can sell you too. You, okay. And this one here, it's a really hard choice between these two. One second is really not a very long period of time, especially when you're playing on very fast speed. So that's really like 0.6, 0.6 something seconds, I think, 0.7 seconds. It's not a lot. However, you can apply it to a lot of enemies at once with Thunderstrike. Sheer Charge 2 applies a hit from your main weapon. Ah yes, and one other thing we can do too. These potions here, they're really starting to fall off now. I think they're only regenning around 200,000 health, which is nothing. You really need them to be a little stronger. Fortunately, Act 3 we can finally pick up some stronger potions. A little more expensive. Much stronger. The energy potions are fine, as is. Okay, I'm just out of money. So yep, off screen I'll go ahead and get this ring sorted out, and we'll probably pick up maybe around the Tigerman, sometime there early on. I should probably talk about that boss you saw at the start of this video, the Chimera, I think it is. It's trivial. The attacks are very telegraphed. You can see it when it's rearing its head up to spit fire or lightning. Just step to the side, dodge them. It's very weak. Being honest, the traps in the room with it do no damage, so watch out for those more than it. I don't think even an epic or legendary, it's trouble. It's always easy for me. Hardcore on it. So here I wanted to drop in quickly, probably just for a few seconds, to show you some part of the game that can actually be quite dangerous if you're not ready for it. These guys here, this is the quest coming up. This guy will run away. You follow him. Guys coming out here. Right now, see this, how it's frozen? Normal difficulty, it's not a problem. But if you come back here on, I think it's epic and definitely legendary, instead of just those guys, you'll also get the like the frost liches. You know, spirits, undead pet, the frost version of them. They'll spawn here and they can do a lot of damage. I actually died to one of those once. So just be a little careful. If you know they're coming, it's not too bad. You can run away, bait them out. Be careful not to get frozen. Just be careful there. Oh, you could time it too. I didn't realise. I'll do this level up while I've got you. Okay, pop you back on first. Nah. Okay. As you can see, I had to get that ring finished over, and I amassed another 1,000,000 gold. It took like 15 minutes in total, probably even less. And I found 2 interesting items while I was doing it. Not that ring, but that is quite nice. This, for one, it's not too bad. The veterans, you'd mainly be using that for the attack speed. But it also rolled with feasting, which is quite strong. I want to compare it to this more so than this one. Slightly faster, it's more damage, even without a relic. So it's definitely an upgrade overall. Yeah, I think I'll hang on to both of them for now, just in case a Sabertooth happens to drop, in which case I'll get rid of these 2 and keep it for the attack speed. But this here, this has been holding on pretty well. The reduced damage, it's noticeable. It's not huge, but it does the job. I don't know if it's better than this. It's hard to tell. This is quite strong. It can give you a lot of sustainability. It's a tough one. I kind of like the look of this weapon. 1, 2. I'll put the extra point here. Just nice. We've got this maxed out. Now, what you do from here, you can go for this for boss damage, which is very strong. It's not amazing in normal difficulty. It does the job fine, but in epic and especially legendary, it does a lot of damage. I believe the damage is doubled or tripled as you go up the difficulties. I may be wrong there though. Things you can start going for this, which isn't too bad. This one here, the elemental res and the reflection. pretty good, and the total speed too. It's useful. Often I'll just use it when running around to save time. You can go here. I really don't like this skill very much though. It's strong, especially defensive reaction. It can increase your damage, your clear speed by a fair bit, but I find these complete passive skills, they're boring. They're my least favourite part about Titan Quest skill system. This one here, this is better. This is a good kind of passive that I like. These passives that have a chance of activating, I just don't like them. They've never done it for me. I'd take them at a third effectiveness if it was a skill you could trigger. That'd be much more good. This one here we can go for. It's okay. I find it's more worthwhile later on though, as your shields, they're not great at this point in the game. You shouldn't really focus on them. These I'll ignore till epic, and once we get another bonus point here, they'll start showing their worth around that point. I'll probably never use this skill. It's fine. You're welcome to use it. I just don't really like it too much, which is strange considering defense is my favourite mastery. Perfect block. This is very good. Use it for movement speed if you put enough points into it, and if you time it right, it's very useful on bosses. Say you have Typhon and he drops his meteors and you can't get away from it. You just press that button and you'll negate probably half the damage easily. You'll just be invincible through about half of it. And you can time it against big telegraphed attacks, say like a giant is swinging a club at you, and he swings it really slowly. You can see it coming. You just press this button, you completely negate the damage. It's very easy to time once you get into the practice of using it. We can go back here. I do want to pump this up, get the strength and intelligence from it. Those little things add up a bit. A point here isn't a bad idea. I think I will go ahead and do that. These skills, I won't really use them. None of these. This one, possibly. It's a little bit more boss damage, and you can use Monhu Wall to block areas off. It's okay. Nothing worth worrying about at the moment though. So yeah, my main goal, get to here, max this out, maybe a couple points here, and this isn't too bad, especially next act. The defensive ability would be quite helpful. I would like to get more points here, but for now I don't think anything will beat out bumping this up and going for these two. It's probably the biggest power spike I can do at the moment. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to show this off too. It's not a very good item. It's I dropped it while farming for gold, but the look, I just love the look. It is amazing. So here's the next dangerous thing in this act. If you know how to fight him, he's really not a problem. As I'm sure most of you are familiar with Barmanu. Here he is. He can kill you very easily. But if you know to dodge his attacks, he's not too bad. He has two main attacks. One is like a shout. It stuns you. Has sound waves that travel through the ground across at you. And his other attack is where he'll drop meteors on your head. And that does a lot of damage. Especially when your resistances look like this. So I'll show you his attacks. Here comes, he's fast, very fast. That's the stun. If you get caught in that, he'll drop that on your head and you'll almost certainly die. I don't know if it's strong enough to kill me with this much health. Possibly. I don't want to test it. Just run around till he does that. And if you don't get stunned, his meteors, they're very easy to dodge. So just wait till he casts that and then you fight him. Yeah. He goes down easy enough. Just be careful with him. Ah, whoops, I turned my spell off. Nothing good as usual. Here we have the Yeti. He is an annoying enemy, but he's not too dangerous. I'll let him hit me so you can see the damage he does. He does this annoying freeze that makes it so you can't run away, but his actual damage is nothing to worry about. It's just his status effects are a little annoying. It's quite difficult to dodge too. The easiest way to do it, just run around in circles. But yeah, as I said, he won't be a problem for you at all. Okay, coming up ahead, these are the enemies where I think that a lot of players would die to if they were giving this cursed hardcore playthrough a try on their first time. Even if you know that these tigers are dangerous, it's still very, very easy to die to them. These ones here, they're fine. They don't do too much damage. But, as I'm sure most people watching already know, there's usually one here, but no, we got lucky. I'll try and find them. There's the mages, and the, I guess they're warriors, champions of some sort. These here, they can stun you, which isn't too bad, but it can put you in a bad position. They'll cast lightning on your head, like that. Slow you down, stun you, like that. But they're not too bad. If there's a few of them, if there's like 3 or 4 in one spot, they can chain stun you, which can get you killed, especially when there's a lot of other enemies around. There's got to be one here somewhere. No, wow, I don't think I've ever not seen one, at least by this point. Here we go. There's something dangerous. Okay, I think this guy's a mage? No, he's a warrior. So these guys here, I think this is the boss version of these guys, but he may have the same skills as the enemies I'm trying to display, which I just can't find. They can drop a banner, a flag, that you get know from Warfare Mastery. Makes you less effective, makes enemies more effective. You can die very easily in it. Obviously the way to prevent it from being an issue is to get them to drop it on the ground and just run away. I don't actually know if this guy does it or not. Let's see if he does. He might just be a regular enemy. Yeah, he doesn't do anything special. He hurts a bit. He's got something nasty. Man, so bit of a bugger, that one. What do we have? Lightning bonus damage. Yeah, as you noticed, when I saw I took a lot of damage, that was like 3/4 of my health instantly, I popped this straight away, and all of a sudden I just stopped taking damage. It makes you much harder to die with. So yeah, keep an eye out for that guy. He can be a little dangerous. He's not the one I was trying to warn you about. However, there are some enemies here coming up that also can be a little deadly. Not as bad as the tigers, but they can hurt. Here we go. These guys here, they're yelling. They just hurt a little bit. They're squishy for how big they are. They die rather easily. But they can hurt. Mostly the spear-wielding ones. The bows don't do too much, but these ones here, they can hurt. You get enough of them around you. Sometimes you can get boss versions of them that use the Warfare's main attack. They can be a little threatening. But just be careful when you're running through there. Don't try and take on whole hordes of them at once. Something like this, the damage will be, yeah, it can add up. If you get stunned in the middle of that, that's the kind of damage you don't want to be taking. It's not burst, it's just sustained, so it's easy to deal with, but still. These ones here can be a little dangerous. I think they can stun you, I'm not too sure. Just be careful when you're around those guys. There's a threat coming up here on the Great Wall. He's not too bad because I'm pretty sure he does vitality damage, which is the same as, you can see a bigger version of these guys around. There we go. These ones here. These, what are they called? Razor Claw Pangs. I think that they stun you, they do vitality damage. They're a little annoying. I don't know if it's vitality, it may be physical, it might be both. I just know even with 80%, they'll still do a good 15% of your health in one shot. This guy here. This Zhao with the Colossal Pang. He can hurt a little bit. He's not that big of an issue though. There's disruption and he's more of an annoyance than anything, but let's see what he can do. His regular attack, it's nothing. Disruption. He summons. Nah, he's nothing to worry about. Hopefully coming up ahead, I should be able to show off these target men I was talking about before. Shadowbone. Reduced armor, that's quite nice. It's not the kind of item I'd use on this sort of playthrough, but I like the look of it. It's very World of Warcrafty. It reminds me a little bit of. Big, meaty, flat looking lines. Bulky weapon. Still, cool weapon. Now, there should be some of these tigers around here, and also the Dragonians too. Ah, there we go. Speak of the devil. These ones aren't dangerous. They're easy to deal with. However, the mages, they're a big threat. Ah, my god, where are these guys? They're normally everywhere. I can't believe I haven't found one yet. Ah, here's a threatening enemy I should talk about. Not this green guy here. All these enemies, or the ones you see me fighting now, they're not a problem. They only become a problem when this guy gets involved. This Dragonian here. I'll try and pull away his friends, just so I can show you what he does in a safe manner. Okay, I'll attract his attention and try and eat some of his hits. That's just his regular attack. It's that one there you have to watch out for. It stuns you, it does a surprising amount of damage, and it can shotgun you too. So if you run up close and stand in front of him, he'll hit you with all of those at once. And here's his next dangerous thing. This reflects your damage. So if I was to run up and hit him now, especially with Thunderstrike, it would do a lot of damage to myself. Now on their own, they're not too bad, but when they've got a lot of friends around them, you can die very easily. They'll stun you in the group of enemies, and if there's target men around, that's just twice as bad. I'm trying to get him to show off his reflection. Maybe he doesn't have enough mana for it. Let's see if I can get him to shotgun me. See, like that? All the projectiles hit me at once. That's a lot of damage. You got stunned. You want to be very careful with those guys. I can't believe it. I still can't find one of them. They're normally everywhere here. Okay, I guess I'll pick up again when I actually find one of these tigers. I believe I've finally found one. Here we go. There's one of them at least. See, he dropped his battle standard. You don't want to fight them. in that, or they will tear you to pieces. Even without the battle standard, they're still quite tough. Now, I think there was a second one here. I want to show off something to you. These items I've been collecting, I got these from Beastman. I'll show you what it's like to use them. Let's clear off his friends first and see if he'll drop one. Here we go. And I'm perfectly happy to stand on his battle standard here all day. Not a problem. Drop a potion. I'm perfectly safe. That's the difference between using them and not using it. In fact, I'll show you the damage, the difference. It's the difference between him having the battle standard up and not is about the same as you having these equipped and not. It just shows you how overpowered these things are. Even against these guys here, they're Beastmen too, so throw them in. You'll be fine. You can stand here all day. The damage is nothing to worry about anymore. Yeah, it's no trouble. That's why I suggest you really should take the time and just try and farm some of these. This one here, anyone should be able to get, and this one here is not too hard either from the spider in Act 1. But at least put a little bit of effort, try and get them. If you get lucky, they're incredibly powerful. In this act, and every act going forward really, they make such a huge difference. And I've been using this here a lot, just the movement speed. I'll show you the difference. It's quite slow. Throw this on. It's a world of difference for travelling, fighting enemies. It's debatably better than having the extra health. The movement speed just affords you so much character control. You move around, get away from enemies so much faster. See if I can find a couple more. No, it doesn't look like we're going to find them. But I'll stay with you because I want to show off the town coming up. Not this one here. This one we're just going to run straight through. There's no real point doing anything here. You can fight the enemies for experience or the hope of getting a saber tooth if you want, which I really should be doing. But the danger in this place comes from two places. These guys here, the terracottas. Okay. They do a surprising amount of damage. If you watch my health. It's nothing to ignore. It's a very significant amount of damage. Especially if you get stunned or one of them rolls a crit or has a particularly strong weapon. They will do a lot of damage to you very quickly. Because the only item they can roll with is a weapon, that means they will roll dangerously, much more often than a lot of other types of enemies. It's just a very significant amount of damage. Keep it in mind when you're going through here. Okay, coming up ahead, I think I want to be as safe as possible, so I'll equip you. And what you should do, you don't have to worry about the ones outside too much, they'll stop following you once you get far enough. But the boss up here, he is very, very dangerous. He does a lot of damage himself, his spells will shoot at you. I think he does vitality, cold, lightning. I think that's it. Maybe some other too. But here he is, this terracotta ghost. He also has a very dangerous attack where he'll put eruption under your feet, which is like a volcano. If you stand on top of that, it'll do a lot of damage. So what you want to do, the way to handle him, run up in his face, hit him, and he'll teleport away. You can bait him and kill him here. It saves you having to go through all of his friends. He has a lot of them. Or, the other option is to just chase him down again and again and again. Hit him fast with your shield charge, your teleport, then hit him with your thunder strike to catch up to him. Hit him and chase him all the way back to the exit. Most of the terracotta soldiers will stop chasing you. Or, if you want to take it really slowly, scare him off and then just finish off the waves one by one. I'll try and show you his eruption. That, I believe, can stun you. Yeah, there. That, you do not want to stand under that. That will do a lot of damage. And so, if you get up in his face, he will run away, and he goes about this far, and he'll do it again. And he does this 3-4 times. And so, I suggest either getting a bow or you're throwing weapons, and just kill him as he is here. Just take your time, finish him off like this. You can do that if you want, it's probably the safest thing to do. Or take the time and clear his waves out. Even his regular attacks, they do hurt quite a bit. Yeah. You don't want to be eating hits from these guys while you're trying to fight him too. He's too dangerous, they're too dangerous. Like this, you don't want to do this. Run up, pull them away, clear them off. Make the fight as easy for yourself as possible. Just be careful of that. That's the thing you have to worry about the most here. Bait it out. If it feels like it's been a period of time where he hasn't cast it, just run around until he does. So I'm getting a little worried he might cast it. Yep, there we go. Just learn how he plays. He's not too bad. Just know what you're getting into with him. Don't fight him with all his friends. I might as well do these while I'm here. Now you can keep doing this, but in this act in particular, and especially the following acts, I'd say sometimes, even on your regular level ups, just put 2 points here. Those extra, what is it, how much are you getting per level? About 80 health per point. That 80 health, that could be the difference between you dying or not. I know it's happened to me more than once. I've come down to 20 health, and if I hadn't put an extra point here, that would have been it. So yeah, the dexterity isn't everything. While it is good, you do want to get a lot of this, especially the defensive ability, more so. But the health it's very strong. Just take an extra thought every now and then. Maybe you want to put the extra point here. And here's our next threat. This one has killed a lot of people before. This bull. If you know how to deal with him, he's not much of a problem. Again, throwing weapons are very powerful. Keep your distance from him. Don't stand still. Attack, move, attack, move, attack, move. You notice he'll do a little jump around, like a hop sort of thing. That's when you want to get away. He does a lot of bleeding damage. Yeah, he can be dangerous. We did level up, which I'll go ahead and do now. Okay, and if we take a look, try and get a bit closer. He is a demon, which I don't have anything for yet. So we'll have to be extra careful with him. We can't reduce his damage really. I'll try and show you his attacks. That you don't want to be near him for. He summons this thing here. You want to watch out for that. Just attack, let him come in, he'll do his thing, move back again, attack him. Just keep moving. The fight reminds me a little bit of Shadow Mill. You just can't afford to stand there and let him hit you. He summons enemies similarly to Shadow Mill. And of course, you've always got Colossus, so it's a good panic button. Yeah, there we go. He's not too tanky, so he will go down very easily. He can kill you. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of bleeding damage that he does. And one little trick, oh, I suppose it's sort of a trick, something that a lot of people have said don't know. But from here, you complete this quest, you can go straight back to Chang'an and head for Typhon. Straight to it. You don't have to go down here. There is one quest this way, but that's it. I'll go do it myself because I'm clearing every quest in this game playthrough, but yeah, you don't have to. Just from here, head straight back, go to there, and I'll show you where it is. Yeah, teleport back here, and go through here, and onwards to Typhon up that way. Save yourself a bit of time. I'll do this quest and then I'll probably pick up probably right around the mountain where you encounter Typhon. Alright, we're just outside the Typhon mountain. There's two things here I want to warn you about. The first is right here, just outside. These skeletons can be surprisingly dangerous. Not these ones with the bows here, but these guys. They can actually hurt you quite a bit. Just be careful around them. If you are at the point where you can wear some of this kind of gear, go ahead and do it. Sometimes they'll be the version with the aura under their feet, which I believe reduces your vitality resistance, slows you down. I think reduces your damage too. And yeah, that can be quite dangerous. And this is the second thing I wanted to warn you about. I think there's usually some of them. Here we are. These guys here. What they'll do is they'll run at you really fast and they'll stab you once, which does a lot of damage. Now, the trick to them is, just don't worry. They only have one burst attack, and after that they don't do much. I'll try and pull a few of them to show you. Here we go. And you watch, he'll hit me hard, but after that, he doesn't do too much. They'll be a little scary. When you have 3 or 4 of them run up and smack you all at once, you'll lose about half your health. Don't be scared. Just stand there. All of a sudden you'll notice, oh, I'm not taking as much damage. Because they burst you, and then they'll whittle you down. I'll get all these. No. It's that charge attack that they do. I'll try and show you again. You'll notice that it might be a percentage of your health or something like that, I'm not too sure. But yeah, they're not a threat. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how deadly they are, but they're really not. They'll hit you once, and that's it. I suppose if you're playing a caster of some sort of mage where you have, 2,000 health around this point of the game, yeah, sure, they could kill you very easily. But with this build, they're nothing to worry about. You could probably take 10 of them at once, and you'd be fine. However, if one of these guys is around them, that's another story. Just be careful with them. Okay, so I found one more enemy to make you a little aware of. It's these dragon worm looking things. Yeah, here we go. They do a surprising amount of fire damage with their breath attack. This one. If you watch, that's, what was that, about a third of my health? So if you're going to fight 2 of them at once, or if you've got a bunch of enemies around you, be careful with them. They can put you in trouble if you're not ready for them. They go down easy enough, but still, they're worth the caution. Fortunately, it is damage over time, even if it is a lot of it, so it's easy to react to. It's not as bursty. I think we're not too far away from the token, so I'll just stick with you. I've just been skipping through most of this, really. It's not an area I usually like to take my time to go through and farm everything. It's not worth it. Like, they don't drop items because none of the enemies here, except for the skeletons, are actually equipped with items. So yeah, this is a situation you want to be careful of that. You eat two of those flame breath attacks back to back, you'll be in for a lot of damage. Okay, here we have the token coming up. It can be surprisingly dangerous. There's Typhon down there too. Yeah, here he is. This guy, he can hurt you. And he summons those little fire sprats that were back in the room just there I was fighting. Don't underestimate them either. They can actually hurt a little bit. These things here. Yeah, look at the damage I'm taking from them. It's, if you're fighting the token at the same time, that will be a lot. You can dodge this attack very easily. It has this. I'll try and eat his attacks just to show you the kind of damage you can do. He's no Typhon when it comes to damage, but I'd say you can underestimate him and get yourself killed. His regular attack, that's really nothing. It's the additional ones like this. This will probably hurt a fair bit. Yeah, stuns you, traps you in place. He's a good farm too. I believe his drops are either on par with Typhon or almost as good. So if you find that Typhon is too dangerous, you're more than welcome to grab the shrine back here and just farm him. Okay, Death's Wings. What do we get? Piercing damage, reduction to health, reduced damage, boost resistances, it's slowed. That's quite nice. I'd more than happily use that if I didn't find either of these. It's probably not comparable in flat damage, but reduced damage, slow, that's fantastic. Yeah, if you are lucky enough to find this, go ahead and use it. Looks pretty cool too. You could also use it as an alternative here. If you didn't find anything, so I've got reduced damage or even this, you weren't able to find something decent like that, use it. The only problem though with using a throwing weapon on your main setup is you lose access to your shield skills, which is a bit of a problem because they can't block, so you don't get the benefit from this. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you don't find anything else good in terms of melee and you find something like this, go ahead and use it. Why not? It's a decent weapon. And here we go, time for Typhon. And the road up to him too, it can be a little dangerous. Some of the enemies along the path, even the skeletons, they can hurt a little bit. You get these bastards who slow you down, they drain your life. They're never fun to fight. And here's the aura I was talking about earlier. This thing here, you stand in that, I believe you'll be eating a lot more damage than usual. So just be a little wary. The only enemies here I'd say are fine dangerous Probably the Minotaurs coming up. These constructs are not too bad. They can hurt a little bit, but they're nothing to worry about. It's the Minotaurs coming up here. They can all stun you, and they can chain stun you too, so you can be stuck in place for a long period of time if you're not careful. Especially the big ones too. You've seen that for a second. I think there's some of them here. Yeah, these ones here. They're the ones that can stun you. I'll show that off to you, just so you get an idea of what you get going into. Stunned. Stunned. Yeah, so they can do a lot of damage very easily. Just be careful with them. Fight them one at a time if you can. I just have these guys here, the Cyclops. I don't bother fighting them, I just skip them usually. They're just annoying. They take a long time. Yeah, I'm just going to run past them. Okay, and here we have Typhon. Typhon's Typhon. He'll kill you cursed or not. He's very dangerous. The same rules to fighting him normally apply. Dodge this. Try and dodge his life drain, which I'll try and show you. That one there is kind of obscured, but... And this here, see the spikes? Don't attack him while he has the spikes. Just wait for them to go away. The meteors will kill you instantly. Don't get hit by them. He's about to put his spikes up. There he is. Just don't attack him like this. They don't last long. Yeah, Typhon's Typhon. He'll always be dangerous no matter how you're playing the game. Just move constantly, move all the time. Just ensure you know where the meteors are coming down because there's a bit of a delay. And watch out for the spikes. That's all really. You can farm him. You can get in the groove. You learn his patterns and farm him if you want. It is easy to screw up and get yourself killed. So if you don't feel safe, just stay back in the previous area and fight the token. His drops are really good too. But if I'm being honest, there's not a lot you can get here. Oh, jeez, there is. Turn that down a little. Yeah, there's not a lot of items I'd recommend spending the time to get from him in normal difficulty at least. Because in this act, in Hades, and even Atlantis, there's items you can pick up that are as good, if not better, very easy. Even just shopping can get you stuff just as good as what Typhon can have for the most part. I'll probably farm him a few times, maybe enough for this level up. And yeah, I think that was it. Act 3, it's dangerous. It's definitely a step up from the first 2 acts. But you put the time into getting these, it trivializes it, really, the most dangerous parts. And Typhon, just learn him. Maybe open up another character you have that's not cursed or not hardcore, and just learn the fight. Take the time, just run him 10 times, just sit there dodging his attacks, learn how he works. I assume by the time you're doing a hardcore run or a cursed run, you probably know how to deal with Typhon anyway. So I'm just kind of wasting my breath a little bit, but yeah, just be careful with him, as always. Okay, well, that was Act 3. I'll pick up from... I think I'll probably do Atlantis next, which is, I'd say Atlantis is more dangerous than Hades overall. So yeah, I think I'll do that next. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you later.